All right. This is Denise Pfeifer giving her personal narrative speech. I'll show you the audience. Yeah. You see yourself? This needs to talk. Okay. How to start. First, I'm Denise K. Pfeifer. My maiden name was Schumacher. Most of you know that already. Most of you have watched me grow up, or you have been there with growing up with me. Some of you have, like the ones sitting to my left. Many of you don't know how my life has come full circle from what my goals were starting out as a teenager. Some of you are graduating. The goals you have now are going to change. First of all, I was born in Zeeland, North Dakota with my parents and my sister Dawn. I have pretty much lived in Zeeland my whole life, except for the year and a half I was gone and the actual drive from the hospital to my farm where I grew up in. So it equals out to about a year and a half. In that time, I went to school at Zeeland Public School. That's grades 1st through 12. I did all of them there. I participated in pretty much everything I could, thinking that making friends and making a connection was what was going to make my life. I participated in basketball, track. I cheerleaded for boys basketball because they wouldn't let me join that. I did yearbook. I did band. I did choir. I even joined my church group. And I met lots of people from areas there who kind of had the same idea of me, thinking that high school is where it was going to be. Everything I decide on there, all the friends I have, they're all going to help me with my life goal. I graduated as salutatorian of my class with the main set of frame in mind that I was going to be a teacher. My aunt was a teacher, and I want to be a teacher. Well, life changes fast. 3 months later, I decided that money mattered. Money was in the medical field, so I was going to go into the medical field. Being a doctor would take 8 years, and I could not imagine doing high school twice, but that would equal 8 years. So I thought, I'm going to be an assistant. So I went and I enrolled at Interstate Business College as a medical administrative assistant. And that would be someone who works in the lab field, plus you're at the front desk, and you work hands-on with the doctors. So I would get a variety of positions to do. While I was in college, I worked at McDonald's. That was definitely something I would not want to do for the rest of my life. But I did get to train. And I love to train and work with people and show them new things. This was probably my very first hint that maybe I should be teaching. But money mattered, so I went into the medical. Well, life changed again. About a year later, I ended up moving to Harvey, living up there with my aunt, and I got a job working at a nursing home. And there I worked with the elderly people. I loved it. I loved being with the people. I loved the visiting. You start to get very empathetic towards their situation. And when that happens, sometimes it's better that you leave. So I left, but I really liked working with people. And the medical field still looked good because I would be doing that and I could possibly work in a nursing home situation. So I went back to BSc and I started going to college to finish my medical administrative assistant degree. I did that for a year, loved my classes, had no problems working with the people. We did a little bit of hands-on and it just fit. That's something I could definitely see myself doing. But I realized that, I wasn't sure. Much as I loved it, there still felt like there was something. Well, life threw me another curveball, and I ended up having my daughter, Natalie. Well, this took me back to living in Zeeland, because I wanted her to be raised in a small town where she could try different things and develop her own dreams and not have to live at a daycare. So I lived in Zeeland. I married my high school sweetheart, and we had 2 boys, Jordan and Carter. He farms, so I ended up pretty much deciding that I would be in this area. And to make the best of it, I took a job at Linton Rosenbluth office being a reservation agent trainer. That was my final kick that told me that I should be teaching people. And I worked with children, and I love to work with the adults too. So I worked with the adults and I trained them, and as much as it was very hands-on and it was very rewarding for me, I decided that maybe I needed to be working with younger children, someone else, a different group, a little harder to get them going. So I decided to become an elementary teacher, but in the meantime, I had to do something else because, well, there's no college in Zeeland, North Dakota, and we're 100 miles away. So the best next thing came up, and it was a teacher's aide position. So I took the paraprofessional exam, and I passed it, and I've been working and currently am still working at the Zeeland School as an elementary aide. I love working with the kids. I mean, that was I knew it. I knew definitely from my first couple years there that this was something I had to do. But I waited until my youngest son Carter is old enough, and now I am finally at BSc finishing my teaching degree. So my life has gone full circle from wanting to be a teacher to going into the medical field, loving it to death, bringing me right back to my own small hometown, and now right back into the teaching field. And this time I'm going to finish. And I'd like to close for one quote that I found about your life changes that I found on the internet, and it's by Catherine Ann Porter. And it says, "Our being is subject to all the chances of life. There are so many things we are capable of that we could do or be. The possibilities are so great that we never, any of us, all are more than 1/4 fulfilled." Thank you.
Great.